Hi, this is Mark Tibb speaking. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so Johnny Fisher had his 5th professional fight tonight on the Matchroom and DAZN card, and he took on journeyman from Spain, I think he is, in Gabriel Enguema. Now, Gabriel Enguema, 10 wins and 11 losses. 6 rounds, and to be honest with you, I know that he's going to be getting quite a lot of stick, old Johnny Fisher, there, because he didn't stop him. Of course, Enguema, he has been stopped a couple of times before himself, and arguably maybe he should have done. But at the same time, he didn't really have a great amateur career, as in an extensive one, and it's only his 5th professional fight. Of course, he's been thrust into the spotlight. He's a huge ticket seller, very, very popular lad, very nice guy, by the looks of him, trained by Mark Tibbs, who I think is an exceptional trainer. But he's going to get some criticism because that's what boxing fans do. For me, no, not at all. I think that him going 6 rounds, regardless of who it is that he was against, is what he's needed, is much needed. It's all very well knocking over people in like the first round or 2 each and every time. That's great. Of course, it helps with the profile. But as you start to get a little bit deeper, when you start to hit 10 fights, 15 fights, certainly 20 fights, you need rounds under your belt. You don't want a whole plethora of first and second round knockouts. Now, could Johnny Fisher have potentially knocked this guy out? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the occasion was starting to get to him, not rattled, but just the occasion of the adrenaline. A little bit too eager to throw that right hand at times. It's very, very possible. But at times, he looked really good. Really good. In fact, he was reminding me a little bit of Herkovic / Vitaly Klitschko. With the way that he moved, you know, he would bob his head from side to side, throw very, very good shots to the body. And that's what I like to see from heavyweights. I do like to see them go to the body. There's too many headhunters out there. Go to the body. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was throwing a jab to the body. He was throwing left hooks and rights to the body, which is exactly what it is that Johnny Fisher should be doing. So you could see that he's getting more comfortable being on the stage. Now, only 5 fights in, being chief support to the main event. Yeah, I don't know if he should be a chief support. But at the same time, it's all experience. And that's exactly what Johnny Fisher should take from this fight. I'm sure he will. He's going to be disappointed he didn't get a stoppage. I'm sure his legion of fans will be upset he didn't get a stoppage either. But he did eat up some shots. So again, he's shown that he's got a pretty decent chin. I wouldn't rely on that as time goes on, because obviously this Enguema fella, I mean, he does have 6 stoppages out of his 10 wins, but he has been stopped 4 times before himself. So he's not a huge puncher. And of course, the guys that he has beaten, I mean, you and I won't have heard of them, or, I mean, some of you might. I mean, some of you are pretty damn hardcore, right? But I think that Johnny Fisher shouldn't be too disappointed with it. And hopefully he isn't. He's going to need these rounds. He is going to need these rounds because he's not always going to get the knockout win. The highlight reels are the knockout. The knockouts are what people will talk to you about. It's not about what happens now. It's about what you do in 5, 10, 15 fights time. That's where you need to be. You need to have those rounds on the bank. You need to have come through some adversity. And of course, I say it all the time. I say it with like Campbell Hatton, and I've been saying it with like Conor Benn when like he was first starting out. Don't be too judgmental on some of these prospects. There's nothing wrong with his performance. Nothing wrong with it at all. I like the fact that he can fight on the front foot, of course. He's a very aggressive fighter. He's a big puncher. Does rely a little bit too much on that power. Because again, some people will be able to take those shots. They will. Okay. But I like the fact that as he's moving backwards and as he's moving side to side, he's almost like skipping at times. He's very, very light on his feet. For a big guy, very, very light on his feet, or at least that's what it appeared. And as he's moving, he's throwing some shots, little pot shots. Then, of course, quickly he'd plant his feet and throw an overhand right. That's what you need. You need to do that. There's too many fighters who can't fight on the back foot, can only fight on the front foot. There's too many fighters who can't fight on the front foot, but can only fight in the counter punching on the back foot. Johnny Fisher seems to be incorporating all of that at this stage. So you have to say congratulations to Johnny Fisher. I thought it was a pretty solid performance. I do. I can't criticise it. I'm sure many of you will. Personally, I don't. I think that Johnny Fisher needed these rounds. I do. I think that the likes of him and Fabio Wardy, again, we're talking Matchroom here, Alan Babbage and that, of course, they need to go rounds. because they're going to start to get to the point where you are going to start looking at titles. Of course, Fabio Wardley, I mean, he's already got the English, but you get what I mean. You're going to start looking at the area titles, the English, the British, the European, and before you know it, you're knocking on the door of a world title where fans are demanding, hey, and saying, listen, you got 20 fights in, let's see what you got. And at that point, you need the experience. So I can't take anything away from Johnny Fisher's performance. I really can't. So hopefully he's going to be chin up about it. I'm sure he will be. At the end of the day, he's got to win. And that's all that really matters. So anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.